Hey everyone, this is my first video on YouTube, as well as my first segmented bowl. What I did was cut these segments out at 22.5 degrees, and then I glued up 2 at a time, and then after that I glued up both of the pairs, and I did that for each of these. These ones I alternated, but I ran into a problem. This, I don't know if you can see it too clearly, this joint didn't turn out too well. The bottom side turned out pretty well, but the top didn't get a flush enough joint, so I'm going to resaw this, and then I will sand with the disc sander, and then I will re-glue it. But after I finished both sides, my next step is to make these flush by sanding these sides on the belt sander, and then I'll be able to get a flush enough joint right here where I can glue, and then I'll be able to stack them on top of each other. So this is how it'll go after I'm done with that. Let's see here. Basically like that, and then I glued up some Butternut and Aspen, and this will be the bowl bottom. So yeah, Butternut, Aspen, Black Walnut, Aspen, and then I have just some spare walnut here. It's not the greatest, but it'll do for a layer, and then another layer of Black Walnut and Aspen. So now we're out in the shop, and my first step is to make sure that my disc sander is perfectly square. So what I will do is take my square, butt it up against the disc, and it looks pretty good right now. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and sand. It's so cold that it has a hard time starting off.
You could
So once you're finished sanding, it's time to glue up your pieces. And right now I have both halves glued up. Now I just need to join them together. Same with this one. And this one was the one that one of my joints wasn't up to par, so I recut it and I resanded, and I'm gonna re-glue this part, and then later I'll go back and glue the two halves together. So just a small amount, some people put too much glue on there, and that's not good. When you're gluing up boards that you're gonna eventually plane and for like cabinetry and stuff, then you know a generous amount of glue is good to do. But for this type of project, you don't, when you're hand gluing together, you don't want excess glue. Otherwise your piece is gonna slide around and so just squeeze together. I'm just gonna flip this around, see if I get a better drawing. Okay, the last step is to glue up your pieces. Oops. Once you have the faces sanded, this is the bottom. So, and here is where you can put on a decent amount of glue, because we're gonna have weight stacked on top anyway. So, and plus you don't want any gaps, and this glue will kind of help to prevent your gaps. to see. What I did was mounted a block right here. I think it's ash. Mounted that to the faceplate and then just glued up my segmented bowl to the mounting block. And you can put paper. You can put paper in between here, and then after you're done turning, just take a chisel, mount it right where the arris is, or the joint, and pound it, and it should just come off. But I just glued it because I'm gonna just use my parting tool and use my parting tool to separate the two when I'm done. But it's coming out pretty decent so far. I'm just gonna continue to turn and then I'll move on to the inside.
Sudden fear has left me trembling, 'cause now it seems that I am out here on my own, and I'm feeling so alone. Pay attention to the cracked streets and the broken homes. Some call it sun, some call it nights. I wanna take you through a wasteland I'd like to call my own. Welcome to paradise. A gunshot rings out at the station. Another urchin snaps and left dead on his own. It makes me wonder why I'm still here. For some strange reason it's now feeling like my home, and I'm never gonna go. Welcome to paradise.